I am furious that Savitri Devi got away.
For those that don't know, who is Savitri Devi?
Mind player backwards, maybe? No.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the lady.
Does anyone want to?
Yeah, meta warnings, right?
Yeah.
Do we want to keep this? Do we want to keep this secret?
Now, well, we are currently finished. That's the end of the session. Join us for next time when we break out of the Bastille. Although the storming is being led by 4 brave zombies. So perhaps you guys can, who knows?
There'll be portraits of them painted.
I actually think one of the most astute things we've said so far historically is that sometimes the hero is just an avatar. And when I realized, I was like, I think that's a pretty good summary of all of our characters. It's just projection of the masses onto the most convenient avatar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Savitri, what's her face? She is the, I suppose, founder of esoteric Nazism. But
yeah, she basically was a crazy cat lady, like who became a Nazi because she hated cruelty towards animals.
See, just Byron has an alternative theory. Not enough dick. If Byron was allowed to rule the world, crazy Nazi cat ladies would not exist.
Yeah, she thought that Hitler was an avatar of Vishnu, attempting to prevent the Kali Yuga, which is the shortest of the. So in Hindu mythology, in the Hindu worldview, essentially Brahman, the ultimate actor behind, like God, but not in the kingly sense, in the primary actor of the world, the ground of being, sleeps. And while Brahma sleeps, Brahma dreams, and the dreams are our reality. There's 4 different types of kalpas. The first one being kind of an idyllic sort of like, that's the good dream, the really good dream that lasts a really long time. The second, and then Brahma wakes up, everything's destroyed in a great fire, says, oh, what a great dream, goes back to sleep. Then you get the second kalpa, and the third. The final kalpa is the Kali Yuga, which Hindus hold that we are living in right now. And that is the worst and shortest kalpa, where evil wins. And the world is eventually destroyed when Brahman wakes up. Savitri Devi believed that Hitler was there as an avatar of Vishnu to prevent the end of the world through the Kali Yuga, to delay the ending. And she was very frustrated when it turned out he was just a nut.
How prescient, though, and unintentionally ironic that she believed he was the avatar, the hero of the most evil timeline.
Yeah. Yeah. So Durudi does not know who she is, but if that is an indication of where our villains are going, Durudi will be very interested in.
So for those that missed the chat, I love that Byron was like, "Who is Hitler?" The response was a bad painter, and I'm like, all painters are bad in my experience.
So if we're discussing like meta things, the way I see our baddies, the nemesis, to use Chris's words, I wanted to use like foils for each character, and I thought what's her face? It's like a really, really good foil against Durati. Tesla's, I think we know who that is.
Alexander Graham Bell.
What?
Yeah.
Tesla would know whose nemesis is. He still owes him $3,000.
I asked Chris
where's my
whose Byron's nemesis is, and it turns out like society. And Rasputin, I believe that your nemesis is the River Neva. So,
yeah.
Not the people that pushed you in it.
No.
You blame the river.
That river.
Brett, you managed to guess one of the enemies, I believe.
That was impressive, man. I am not up on.
Well, the second I saw that picture, I was like, "Oh, you'll even see it in the video. You'll see me go."
So what's Neil Stephenson's book, The Cryptonomicon? I can't recommend it enough. Where he, Jordan Peterson's jumped on this train, but he describes the Nazis as order and the Allies as
Oh
chaos.
God, I hate this so much.
Yeah.
No. Neil Stephenson, author of Snow Crash and the Cryptonomicon, is brilliant. Pretty much describes how, because the Nazis were so obsessed with order, they inevitably failed because chaos always prevails. It's a brilliant premise of how the Allies formed alliances, whereas order could not form alliances because there was only one way to do things, and that was their doing.
That's cool.
Yeah, brilliant.
But
Really good.
it's still, I absolutely hate all that.
Jordan Peterson.
I'm really sorry. I actually
what
introduced Neil Stephenson, comparing him to Jordan Peterson. That was my failing.
Because there's something which Jordan Peterson jumped on. And he talks about the whole order and chaos because that's his thing with the whole dragon of chaos, dragon of order, whatever. But it's what I generally dislike as a historian is the mythologization of the Nazis to make them to be this kind of larger, more
A monolith.
They were yes men left by a syphilitic idiot.
No. I think to have syphilis, you need to have sex. And I don't think.
Oh no, I think he fucks.
From what I was under, I think Hitler had a
girls.
quite active sex life.
I mean, the fact that half his girlfriends kill themselves, I don't know. Anyway,
it wasn't a good sex life. I put it there. Byron's girlfriends got obsessed with him. Hitler's girlfriends killed themselves.
What I strongly dislike is the mythology of Nazism, or the mythology. This is the probably reason why I chose this woman as the baddie. I really hate it so much because it strips away the horrific reality that this is just what happened in Nazi Germany was a very logical process of what happens if you allow fascism to take root. And fascism isn't something like magical and extraordinary or something. It's basically what happens if you let the worst people run your society. Yeah. And if you just, I don't know.
I
think you're 100% right.
I will share a video with you. My new most favorite African-American YouTuber after T1J. He does a brilliant video on Bo Burnham's Inside. And performative white. You saw it as well because we're in the same Facebook.
I didn't watch it, but I'm
okay. You saw the video. I can't recommend it enough. I thought it would be one thing. It's brilliant. Yes, it's a brilliant takedown of kind of why we need to invite a black friend on this YouTube
on this podcast. No, I get what you're talking about also just with the Nazis being a complete clown show because what was it? Hitler, this is something that a lot of people don't know about Hitler. Like when he ordered his general, he was obsessed with a series of American Wild West adventure novels. And when he invaded the Soviet Union, he passed out copies of these novels to all of his top generals and were instructed them to copy the tactics in the novel. It would be like if Donald Trump went up to his freaking top generals and were like, okay, I need you to go after ISIS like Harry went after Voldemort.
So imagine if American foreign policy was based on idealism and misplaced interests.
Yeah.
I don't have to imagine that. Is that in fact
if only?
But no, there really is a point. Dan Carlin does a wonderful breakdown of comparing. So he posits that he thinks Caesar's legion would defeat 1066, who were the Norman invaders, right? He thinks despite the 1,000-year gap, he's pretty confident, even looking at the Byzantium wars in the area, that Caesar's legion in their prime would have beaten who's the guy that invades 1066?
William
Norman. There you go, Norman the Conqueror, right?
William the Conqueror.
William the Conqueror. William from Normandy. Yes.
in
But-
terms of tactics, there's not.
But he says moving forwards, 15-year difference, even a 2-year difference in the middle of a world war, is enough that you'd lose it. But the main thing he describes about the Nazis, which is why it's so laughable when people laud them now, is like they're just fucking idiots. Like to start a fight on the Soviets and then start an unnecessary war in America is like stupid. And there are many accounts.
They didn't start a war with America, though.
So,
Well, the Japanese did.
No,
Yeah.
but they supported it and followed up with a letter saying, yes, and us too. They did.
I
intentionally
know,
made a point of.
But they did not want to declare war on America.
No, but they encouraged the
Japan-
Japanese and backed them up. And there's an amazing thing where, everyone, we're in time travel paradox, right? Where everyone goes, go back in time and kill Hitler. Just so you know, the British forces and the British Secret Service had many opportunities to kill Hitler and his chief heads of the army, navy,
The SS.
They decided not to because they were like, these guys are fucking idiots. If we kill them, they'd be replaced by someone competent. Really, now, official Secret Act documents being revealed where again and again and again they had the opportunity to kill them, and they go, "You will never find someone more stupid or incompetent. Don't kill Hitler. He will be replaced by his army general who might know what they're doing."
Hitler keeps being spared by British soldiers. What was that? That also happened in World
In
War
World War
One.
One.
The thing is that Hitler wasn't a complete idiot. I mean, he wasn't a mastermind or anything. He wasn't.
Until the syphilis was
the point of-
advanced, yeah.
I'm not sure.
It does
I don't
rot the
think-
brain.
I thought it was
Okay,
that he
it's
was
not-
on speed constantly.
No,
He was on
that's Godding. The
Oh.
thing with Hitler is that he was on. He was also on medication for his stomach ulcers,
Yeah.
which fuck with his brain more than syphilis, but or maybe syphilis as well. Who knows? So that's the other problem, is a lot of focus on Hitler, but he wasn't as stupid as people made out of him. I mean, he succeeded quite well by being underestimated by first political system in Germany, and then
The
by
left in Germany, the liberals in Germany, the right in Germany. Yeah.
Well,
Gee, who does
specifically
that
the right.
remind you of? Oh, right,
It's specifically the right underestimated them. The left, well, as always, the left were more pissed off with the liberals than they were with the.
Yes, they were
fascists.
too busy in fighting. Yeah.
Mhm. It's not. It's socialists versus liberals, isn't it? Fighting.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, speaking of which, I have joined the Labour Party and the Socialist Party, and both have told me I need to quit the other in order to advance my status within the party. Interesting times.
Because because Labour is still neoliberal until they go back to their working class roots. You should try your best to destroy them from within.
Yeah, Rudy agrees with you on that.
But actually, we could talk about Hitler for a long time. I think we'll be working towards it.
Well, now we have a Nazi BBEG. It seems like we are, and Byron will continue to be like, guys, what's the big deal?
But the thing is that she is, again, sort of mild spoilers, I suppose. I don't know, because I want to keep within our current parameters. It says, so she would be in 1936.
Right.
So she knows of Hitler.
But she's not the cause. She's fighting.
No, but she isn't like 1950s or 1960s or 1970s. I keep on.
So this is her in 1936. That's
What?
the same year Rudy dies.
When did Tesla
As I
time
said,
travel?
he would be like your foil. So yeah,
When
your
did
contemporaries.
when did Tesla time travel?
I think you had it that he time traveled quite early in life. So I think we said
1890s, I believe, somewhat.
between 1890 and 1910, it was somewhere between his mid 30s to mid 40s.
Okay.
I remember it being 19th century, but
Yeah. As do I double check those dates.
Gentlemen,
Just so you guys know, Savitri Devi, if she was alive today, she would be on the internet with cat ears and going yeah and shit.
yeah. But she died in the 80s, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she did. I don't remember exactly when she died. I know she really became active after Hitler's death and traveled to Germany, and I think she handed out a bunch of flyers on a train at some point.
1982. Absolute. Died in the UK as well. There we go.
All right. Well, I will
I-
see you guys next time. This was an excellent session, and look forward to it. Yeah, and we
Thoroughly
need
enjoyed
someone
it.
to do, and we need to find a musician to record an Invisible Tesla theme song.
In my head, I mean, I don't know if you guys have this where you live, but I know Brenton and I did. We were growing up. There was a game called Crossfire that was constantly advertised, and
Yep.
that's all I could hear was the commercial theme song for Crossfire. So if you like YouTube that,
Invisible Tesla.
yeah, Crossfire. That's like all I heard in my head. Or like, Ghost Tesla. Like that's all I could hear in my head over and over again.
We are so lucky to have an American perspective, gentlemen.
It's mostly commercials.
No, well,
You'll get caught.
you put the icing sugar on everything, and I love it. So, yes, I'm
right.
now imagining Ninja
Before we sign
Invisible
off.
Tesla.
I'll be the cheeky one. We were promised a level up to 9 post Bastille.
That still hasn't burnt down yet.
Technically post.
Real talk, gents. When can we do next?